Yeah, well, I guess most of you want something to do with AMC, sure. So, this is why there's really not a lot to talk about. The computer is switched off. Like, it is switched off. This is being manually run. It's extremely obvious. And that's why a lot of things started looking different. And I figured out what the difference was. When it's the computer, when it's been the bot, it's very choppy. It's very calculated. It's very sharp mountains and peaks. Just very blocky looking in the chart because the computer's calculated. It's up here, down here, up here. It's very precise. So it's sharp. Uh, you come over here, you can still see it here too. Very sharp, very blocky looking chart. Very, very blocky. Very computer driven. And you come to today, and now we look like a normal stock again. You see how this shit rolls, and it's smooth. It's got curves to it like your favorite female. It's got little dips that roll. It doesn't no longer look like super blocky and shit. And then this, like 4 million right off the rip. 4 million just fucking slammed down right off the rip. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's just different. Like I can see it in the buying pressure and the sell pressure. You got like big tails and shit again, and wicks at the top. This just looks like it's been manually overridden for whatever reason. Whatever the reason, whatever's going on, that's the change. Um, so I said there's like these fucked up head and shoulder looking patterns because they're spiky. Said it in a couple videos. But no, this is normal. When you have like when you have buying pressure and selling pressure between people, it's smooth. It's curvy, like a windy road. And then, I mean, you'll have shit like this where there's big cells or something that slam it down or whatever, or maybe a big buy up. But again, it's usually got some curve to it, some curvature. So for me, this looks like someone turned the computer off. Because again, maybe it was between that 35, 45 range is where the computer was at doing shit. That was the number it liked. Contracts have also changed for what's in the money now and what they need to attack now. It's lower. So, but again, as you see, they are not, it's at 30 to 32. They don't want it to get into that point or stay in that point for too long. Um, because that will, make people sell. If this starts heading back down towards 20, people are going to sell, and then it's going to push it into the 20s where they can't control that shit. And then if it gets into the 20s, motherfuckers are going to come back into this shit with a vengeance buying. If AMZ gets down to the 20s again, um, shit, and it hasn't had its prime squeeze yet, it will be overwhelmed with buying pressure in the 20s. So, like I said, now it just looks like they've taken over, they've taken control, or maybe it's getting an upgrade. They have to reprogram it. Something happened. I don't know. But this looks like fools sitting in a big ass room at their desks, chipping away at this motherfucker now. But again, I don't. Just for a psychological level, and I have not been wrong about that. When everyone told you it's going to the 20s, it's going to the 20s, we're going to see it going to the 20s, and I'm like, I went to several different channels and I was like, where are you getting that? Like, why? Oh, I'm just saying it. Why are you just saying, like, one of the dudes told me that, I'm just saying it. I'm just saying 20. I was like, why? Why are you just saying 20? That's silly. Um, I've been in this thing. I've been here since before June 2nd. I know where the psychological levels are. I know where the patterns are. I know this shit. Um, 32 is still going to be in the no-no zone. Yeah, you may see a drop slightly like before below it, but not much. A quick dip maybe into the 31 that they didn't calculate for because some people started selling off, and then they push it back up and keep it over 32. Uh, We'll see. I just know everything that's going on, all the craziness with the repo market, and just everything is whole. Um, Something big is going down soon. I feel like these fools are hoping that they can get into another lockdown that will stop rules and regulations being put in place and enforced and all that shit. It would prolong this significantly, give people some time. Um, I don't know. We'll see. Also, if some bad shit went down, it could force everyone to have to liquidate. So who knows? We'll see what happens. I was expecting, even if it was split, to see that close to 4 million at some point come back today in a fairly substantial move, but maybe not, or this might be it, and maybe getting ready to do it. Because usually, typically, back in the day when we were fighting these fuckers and it wasn't the computer that was involved, and there was these big, gigantic fucking 4, 5, 6 million just dumped, later on in the day you'd get like a 2 million spike and then a little more and then like another 2 million spike. Like they borrowed them just for the fact of for the day, just to crush it down today and then buy it back down here. That's already a win. If they borrowed it up here at 35 and then pushed it down to 32 and bought them back then, bought 4 million right there or whatever, or even if they split it and bought some here, they may not have made much of a profit depending on how much the interest was to borrow, but they definitely broke even at a minimum probably. And for them, it's worth it either way to scare people still they're doing what they're doing. Nobody knows what their plan is except for them. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that fucking building in Chicago. Their network is actually really hard to get into. It's very hard to get into. Again, whoever your crew is, Kenny G, you hired some top-notch sons of bitches. I know that. Your network security is fucking good, dude. They are good. All right, well, there's your AMC for the day. Maybe something cool will happen in the next hour. I doubt it, but we'll see what's up. Let's see if I can sift through YouTube, see who's talking a bunch of bullshit out their ass today, because I haven't really been able to look at it. All right, I'm out.